So how difficult, and it must have been difficult, for you to reinvent yourself, to practice what you're preaching in this book?
Yes, absolutely. And it's interesting because for me, it really became very important to become a coach who actually walks the walk. I wanted to know what that is like. So I went through the whole process. And I think for people looked at my life and thought it must be easy to reinvent yourself when you're in the media. You can just, click your hands, you know everybody. But actually, I was Camilla the dancer. And so I open up in the book by saying and encouraging everybody to say, whatever job you've done, whatever career you've had, and you've been an expert in that area, who am I now? I had to ask myself that.
And was that hard for you to make the decision to leave Strictly first off, before you decided what else you wanted to do, just leaving that huge show that everybody talked about, and there you were, you'd lifted the glitter ball, everyone was talking about you. Why did you make that decision then to give that all up?
Because in here, I was not content and I was not at home. I had everything seemingly outside of myself, but I just had lost the happy Camilla. And I became somebody who I wasn't. I was sometimes annoyed about things, sad, stuck, lost. And I just thought, I've got to give this up and go and find who am I now. Because I danced my whole life, 30 years of my life. And one day I just woke up and thought, everything that I cared about, I don't care about anymore. And that's why I help other people do that
Where I
now.
find this fascinating, I think a lot of people, if they're honest, they would say, I'd like to do something different. But I started this program and we were talking about analysing dreams, and I said, Ruth is a people pleaser. Isn't the truth really that the person that you've got to please, most of all, is yourself, that you've got to become a little bit selfish if you are to reinvent yourself?
Yeah, and I've actually thought about that sometimes. Is it selfish, though? Because if we can't be everything that we need to be as people, how can we be everything we need to be in society and around our families and at work? Because we become unhappy. And in there I also talk about, which is very important, tackling the ego. Because when we leave a big career, somewhere where we've been known for something, we've really got to the top of where we wanted to go, and then suddenly we start at the bottom. If you can reinvent anything, if you are okay by being a novice again. And it's funny saying...
that's what you've done. You've trained as a life coach, a hypnotherapist.
Mindfulness, meditation. But I had moments of, I used to be an expert, and now I'm a novice, and I had to ask everybody, how do I do this? How do I do this? And just learn again.
But do you ever get to a stage where you're too old to be a novice?
No.
If you understand what I mean, it's...
Absolutely not. You know what? Even, and in America too, I've been inspired by so many people. Some of my clients have reinvented their lives when they're retired. In their 70s, they've come and said, I've been a lawyer my whole life, now I want to do this, and we've worked on that. And it's fascinating. It doesn't matter if you're 40, you're 50, you're 70. If you think you can do it and you believe, and step by step you take action, you can do it.
Somebody who's reinventing themselves is that new judge on Strictly. What's her name?
Shirley.
Shirley.
Shirley Ballas.
And you know what?
Do you know Shirley?
Yes, actually, she used to be my coach.
Oh.
And what I love so much about Shirley's story is that she's helped so many other people succeed in the dance world. And now she gets to sit in the limelight herself. And she's
What do you think she'll be like as a judge?
She'll be tough. She was one of my toughest yet most encouraging coaches. I love her.
And it's nice to see another woman on the panel.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
She's going to be fabulous because she knows what she likes to see, and she's a champion. I mean, she knows what it takes.
And did you never want to move, rather than just leave dancing, did you never want to move into that side, choreography or being a judge on a show like Strictly?
I tried it. I went back in 2013, which a lot of people don't know. I went back and choreographed. I was the assistant choreographer on the show, and my heart wasn't in it. I love to help people perform on the day. What's their mindset like? Get people right, ready for public speaking, for doing what they need to do. But I was done. I've done it since I was 2.5.
And why did you decide to go to LA and do all this?
Because, to be truthful, I felt that wherever I went here in England, which is my home, I was still Camilla the dancer. Even though I'd been doing something else for 5 years, it was still, when are you going back to dancing? And I really just love what I do now. I love encouraging and motivating other people, which is why I've created a tour to go with the book, so I can help other people.
This is the Reinvent You tour.
Yeah, to really encourage other people to do it.
If you've encouraged people, if you've got somebody sitting watching today and they're thinking, do you know what, there's a lot of sense in what she's saying, I wish I had the courage to go for this. Is there 1 point, 2 point, 3 points that you would like to say to people? do this. This is the start if you want to reinvent.
Absolutely. I'm breaking it down step by step in the book. You can follow it. There are 8 steps. It goes through everything. It's interactive. There are visualizations and meditations online, self-hypnosis to help you. Know that there is no age for this. You can do whatever you set your mind to. Know that if you can tackle that ego and know that it's okay to be a novice and start over, if you don't feel you have to be proud or have to say, well, I used to do whatever. Just leave that by the door. Be a novice, be a sponge, learn, evolve. And I used to give this advice to my Strictly partners, because the ones who were not scared of looking a fool on a Saturday night, they improve quicker.
And Tom Chambers is still dancing professionally now.
There we are. But he threw himself in it, yeah.